Hey Aussie gamers, and to everyone that loves video games and things alike, this is the Aussie Gamers Express video game podcast. Born and bred within the land of opportunity and slow, overpriced internet. For news, reviews, and video game related fun, keep listening along with your hosts, Lucas and Red. This is episode 167, and today is Tuesday, the 11th of April, 2017. Welcome to the Aussie Gamers Express video game podcast. I am your host, Lucas, and here with me is my co-host and very good friend, Red. Hello.
Red. Hey, man.
Hey, how are ya?
Yeah, good. Good. How are you?
Lovely. Now, look, I'm good. I feel good, but I've got, like at the end when you're sick, you run down and you crook and you're bedridden and what have you. But then at the end, you feel good, but you've still got the residual cough and the blow in the nose. That's me right now.
It's wicked. It was me for the last couple of weeks explaining myself at the start of the show. I haven't slept and I'm unwell and now you're unwell. We should just rename this the Aussie Gamers Grumpy Old Men podcast.
Yeah. What is your ailment this week?
Oh, fuck, mate. It's that time of year, though.
It is. Well,
I'm sure a lot of people's going to bloody agree with us as opposed to going, oh, these pricks are always sick.
We need some more echinacea.
It's funny because I'm on the echinacea and honey droplet. Ready?
Oh, there you go. Well, it is the changing of the seasons. I reckon I can pretty much put it on a counter as to when I'm going to get sick every time of the year. Same time every year, I'll go through the same thing. But anyway, that's how it works. But,
I was thinking you reserved that for the EB Expo.
Well, you'd think so.
Inside joke.
Yeah, there we go. All right, well, before we start, here is this week's show in preview. First up, we'll have video game discussion, then video game news, and in the news, Far Cry 4 creative director moves on, NBA Jam-esque title on its way, and Aussies are eyeing off an Overwatch Cup berth. And then after the news, we'll do Remember When, user-created content, then What's That Sound, Red's Shout, and last words. So, video game discussion, Red?
Yes, so, may have just taken someone's advice and tried Disc Jam last night.
Yeah, and?
First 12 games were absolutely convoluted pieces of shit, and then I won one, so it got okay then.
Now, I said last week that you got to try it, because although it's not the Rocket League beta that we've heard people mention it as, it's bloody well good though, isn't it?
Oh, you can see. Look, I heard those quotes, if you will, that we're talking about there. The beta, the matcher, it's the next PS Plus game to take the world by storm, like Rocket League. No, it's not that.
No.
But there is a competitive edge there that you can give you that impression, if you know what I mean. And I believe it's that competitive sense in Rocket League that gives it just that pop and zing that makes it what it is, not to mention the great graphics of physics, the now network connectivity and everything like that. Rocket League just works.
Yeah.
But this is, last night playing that with yourself, Snoogans, and Roy Boy was a delight. And I think I've played one game online by myself, like a singles match.
Mm-hmm.
And because of my shitinette, it took a long time to find the game, but I understand why, because when you go to search a game, you can set the desired maximum ping.
Right.
Which is pretty cool. I understand that and I appreciate that. But it took me ages to find a game because obviously you can't have any lag in that game. With the lag compensation in a Rocket League, every now and again you'll get a spit or a burst here and there, but it'll tidy up real quickly. But something this fast-paced in such a small capacity of like game screen,
Yeah. Well, if you can,
there's no room for it.
If you can select the ping that you want to search for, I can't imagine there'd be a large pool out there of people actually searching for people with a ping over 200.
That's exactly right, and in all honesty, that's what I'd be running. The likely size of the servers these guys are running compared to your bigger competitors.
Well, I've got to say, last night, as we did spend a bit of time on Disc Jam, because I kind of forced you into it, and we also forced Roy into it. I think by the end of it, we all had a really good time, and I've got to say, for a very long time, that is one of the best gaming sessions that I've had playing with my mates.
Yeah, and exactly. I concur. Oh well, it started off pretty well while we're in game chat. We fucking romped it out on Rocket League for 45 minutes in doubles ranked online.
Yeah, you and I were playing Rocket League. Yep, that was good.
Fucking we went 6-1 or 6-2 or something like that. So the percentage there, that was pretty cool, and it was like, yeah, cool. Had my fill of that. Let's try something else. I don't know. This Jam, Rocket League, these PS Plus titles, they accommodate to the gamers in us and our friends and everything like that. So it was definitely one of the more enjoyable social gaming experiences I've had for the last month, because I've been rather antisocial. You've been busy. We've both been sick. Wah, there we go again. It was just it was nice for us for the worlds to collide last night and reignite that spark of just. It was almost mind-numbing gaming. You know what I mean? Like, there was a little bit of competition there, but we were throwing aces left, right, and centre. It really didn't fucking matter who won. We just laughed about it and done emotes and taunts and everything like that. It was just carefree gaming, and I think that's what the doctor ordered.
Well, what we should do is I'll sort of run through what Disc Jam is, because I don't think we've been through it. But for those that don't know, Disc Jam, with Rocket League, I think most people would know, Rocket League is soccer with cars, right? Well, Disc Jam is essentially tennis with a frisbee.
Yeah.
And you play like singles, 1v1, 2v2. We were playing 2v2 last night, and essentially think of a tennis court. You've got the net in the middle, except it's all futuristic, where the walls are explosives, and when the ball, or the disc, the frisbee-esque thing hits the ground, it explodes. So it's not allowed to hit the ground. So you've got to catch it on each side and throw it back. And there's a lot of timing involved. If you throw it back with the right timing, you'll get like a pink trail on the disc, which will mean it's going really fast. And then, obviously the worse your timing is, the slower it goes. And there's blocking, so you can block at the net, something that Snoogans is quite good with. And that's essentially the game.
The only thing that Scrub's good at.
and we noticed last night that the longer that the rally is, the more points you get when you actually get the point.
Yeah, you guys won one and got 21 points, because it's best of 3, first to 50.
Yes.
So you got sets and games. So first to 50 games, best of 3 sets.
Yeah, so it's good fun for a free game that was with PS Plus, that everyone sort of poo-poos from the PlayStation world because they're a little bit annoyed that we're just getting no-name games. That's a good entry. I would put that up there with some of the PS Plus games that I've played the most. Obviously, Rocket League is 100% up the top, but that's up there. It'd probably make top 5 of my most played PS Plus games. It's pretty good.
I tend to agree. Look, we'll touch on it. You said the poo-poo PS Plus lineups lately, and I used to be of the common belief system that we're getting ripped off. Probably because I never owned an Xbox 360, never paid to play online. We were rather spoilt last generation. Then we felt our hand was forced, if you know, inverted commas, the old rabbit ears up. We were forced to pay to play online.
Yeah.
But look at the OS updates, and you look at the network stabilities and everything, and the first party titles that come out and everything like that. I think it's worth it. You know what I mean? You're not going to get these without someone being paid.
My justification for it is, and I don't work for Sony, and I feel the same way about Xbox with their immaculate online services. But if you compare the PlayStation 3's online presence to the PlayStation 4's or Xbox 360 and Xbox One, the PlayStation 3, essentially the online service was absolute garbage. So it was fair that was free of charge because there was no chat parties. Getting online games with your friends was an absolute nightmare, at least in this country anyway.
Other than COD.
Well, yeah, Call of Duty was fairly easy. Actually, Call of Duty was actually one of the worst experiences for me trying to play with my friends.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I could get a game in half a second just hitting search to find an online lobby.
Yeah,
but if I wanted to invite you for say, partying up, no, I couldn't even party up, mate. I couldn't even get my friends into a lobby with me to then search
sure that
for a
was PS3?
TDM. Yes.
Because I remember the PS4 Black Ops 3, that was terrible.
No, Black Ops 3 on the PS4 was great in comparison to my experiences with the PS3.
Oh, wow.
Take it like not necessarily the multiplayer, online multiplayer as well, but when you wanted to do what was it, Modern Warfare 2, trying to do the co-op stuff. I think it was Modern Warfare 2, Spec Ops. That was a nightmare at times. Also with World at War, trying to do zombies.
Yeah.
That was all shit. And that there is the main reason why I favoured the Xbox 360, because there was chat parties, private chat parties, and getting online games was a breeze. So in moving forward with the PlayStation 4, it all had already made sense for me that it was a paid service if it worked. And the PlayStation 4 works quite well with the chat parties and the online gaming most of the time. So I understand why we're paying for it. The free games, which is what we were originally talking about, that's a cherry on top. So if it's not what you like, well, you don't give the Easter egg back at Christmas and say, that shit, I wanted the crunchy one, not the cherry ripe.
Put it this way, Rocket League is a $10 subscription per month to play. No worries, take my money.
Yeah, that's right. Take it that way and it's fair, yeah.
So yeah, I used to be of the consensus. Look, I've had the privilege of having level-headed people like yourself and Snoogans and Weeksy around me that are my close friends, you see, and you kind of give me your perspective, and I don't just disregard it. Like if it was Prue my wife trying to tell me, I'm like, fuck off, idiot, But you guys try and tell me. And you'll give me your perspective, and it brings me around. I tend to appreciate the things that I have a little bit more now. And as I said, last night we played Rocket League. That is over 12 months old. And you see, you can hear my dog growling at me in the background. He's been very clingy lately. He wants to sit up with me. Sorry about that.
You've got a good microphone crank and can't hear it.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, it's my perspective has changed a lot on PS Plus, and I appreciate it. So, yeah, last night, Disc Jam and Rocket League, 2 PS Plus titles, all both worth their money. Should I finish up what I've been doing this week? Because it's very boring. Other than that, I'm glad we've had been able to have that conversation early on in the piece.
Well, go ahead. What else have you been playing? It's looked boring to you, maybe.
My gaming week has been a little... Yeah, exactly. Rightio. My deepest, darkest obsession, I've deposited money into a freemium app, if you will.
Whoa!
The games. I know, I know, and I'm going to do another $6 today because it's a one-off special, and I'm just going to do it because my bill kicked over, and it'll come out next month.
Building the suspense. What is this game that has earned the money, the blood out of a stone?
Oh, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle.
Oh, what type of game is that? Please don't tell me it's a gem matcher.
Well, if you look at it, you think it is. But it is. That's only that there's 3 aspects to it, and it looks like a gem matcher, but it's more of a strategic trying to pick the colours as they're coming. You remember Bubble?
Yeah.
Where you used to get the green, then you shoot the green up and it'd knock all the greens down that are attached to each other?
Oh, I don't remember it that well, but yeah, keep going.
like those puzzle games where you've got colours down the bottom and you launch them up.
Yeah.
That's the battle aspect. But each character's class, so you've got intelligence, physical, striking, agility, and there's one more that I don't use so often, the green one. Anyway, they each have their own strengths and weaknesses. So when you're in this battle scene, you've got to try and knock down or group up as many of these colours as possible in order to pull off a special attack, and all your hit points are determined by how many of these, they're called key spheres, how many spheres you pick up on the way up, up the chain. They've got to be connected. It's just really, really hard to describe without showing you. So if you like Dragon Ball Z and you like the aspect of a puzzle, sort of not puzzly as in how do I work this out, but reflexy working it out sort of thing, check it out on YouTube or whatnot. I'm trying to put videos together.
Dragon Ball Z?
Dokkan Battle.
Dokkan?
Dokkan. Yeah, it's Japanese.
Dokkan.
Yep.
Dokkan.
Yep.
I'd say Dokkan. But
yeah.
I guess that's probably wrong.
Oh, the only reason I get it right, A, I learned Japanese, but B, you open it up and he goes, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle! Yeah! It really pumps you up.
Alright, I'm looking at screenshots of it. It's very colourful.
Yeah, very, very colourful. My son was hooked, or is hooked on it, and I first looked at it and seen those bubble things and went, oh, it's just another gem matcher. What a disgrace. It's Bandai Namco, mind you.
Yeah, of course.
And I said, what a disgrace to such a legacy of Dragon Ball Z. And then I seen it, and I heard it more often than not, and then I had a look, and I'm like, this is not too bad. And then he's watching it on YouTube, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, they're just talking about some like really retro characters, and because there's a lot of RNG, you use premium currency to use summoning stones to try and summon new characters into your squad that you level up, and this squad member works with this squad member, giving you a 50% extra attack for first attack, and you can pair them up, group them up, make different arrangements. The game's constantly updating every week with different summoning banners, so different characters to collect. And
so, are you purchasing dragon stones?
Correct, I am, yes.
And what are they for? What do they do?
That's premium currency used to either refill your stamina bar, which you don't really do that often. You just wait or whatnot, and you use to summon new characters, which is where the RNG comes into it.
Okay.
But it feeds you lots and lots of premium currency. It's one of those ones like Clash Royale where we'll give you gems. They're not a rare commodity, but if you want a couple, you got to pay through the teeth. Like one gem, you can get one dragon stone by completing a quest. And a quest can take you anywhere from a minute to 5 minutes. Literally, you can get half a dozen done in 10 minutes, and you got 6 dragon stones. But the game will charge you $1.50 a dragon stone. But at the moment, you can get 50 for $6. It's a one-off special, and that's how they always get me with these games. So I'll pay that $6 because, as someone put in a YouTube video that I've been watching lately, because there's a lot of a lot of RPG aspects to it and teaming the right people together. So I do watch a few YouTube videos on it, and this guy turns around and goes, I don't mind, because these one-off specials come up every 6 to 8 weeks. He goes, I don't mind paying for it. It keeps the game content creators paid and keeps the content coming.
Oh, I don't mind doing it if it's a game that I like, because I pay $70, $100 for games on consoles. Why wouldn't I play it? Like, if the game's good enough on my phone, why wouldn't I pay for it?
That's exactly right. So that's justified there. So, yeah, but you make that first purchase, and then I'm like, yeah, well, here's a one-off special. I said, yeah, for $6, take my money. So I'm loving it, which has inspired me to then... and if you get across to www.aussiegamersexpress.com, you will see, you'll have to search it now, it's a little bit old, but I reviewed Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 a while ago. I've reinstalled that. I've created a new character last night after you guys hopped off. I sat there for half an hour going through all the fucking tutorials and everything again, but I knew I had to get that out of the way just so I could play the game. So I've created a character, I've done the fighting tutorials, and it's now ready for me to go back in and really start off and play again with a few updates since I played it last, I tell you what.
There you go.
So yeah, so I've started Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and I've made myself a Saiyan, and he's bald. I like it.
Cool. I've got a saying too.
What is it?
What goes around comes around.
People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Yeah, that's it. That was so dumb. You can tell I'm a father. Anything else, Red?
I'd like to say yes, but yes. Rainbow Six Siege on Friday night with Snoogans. Nick jumped in. Well, he jumped into the chat and had to download it, so I think I got one game with him. My cousin was here staying, so I played with him also. And there was one other, Chris McCormack, Blind Pig. Mm-hmm. He was there. So Friday night we had a bit of a run around on Rainbow Six Siege. I still really enjoy it. A couple of hours on For Honor. I don't know what to say. I play multiplayer on these things. I've explained time and time again how I go about it. And I played those two. And that... Oh, NBA 2K17. Always go on there and check the auction house on the new cards, because I don't... my time's split up 50-50 on NBA 2K at the moment. Half of it's playing like a stock market game where I buy, trade, and save on cards. So out of the Ultimate Team, like the FIFA Ultimate Team cards with the basketball. So I do that because the new cards come out every week. So you get the people with all the money. They go in and buy heaps and heaps of these packs of cards trying to get the special characters or special players. And they put the rest on the auction house real cheap just to discard them. Yeah. So I go in there, get them real cheap, wait a week, then go sell them.
Well, it's a stock market for you in a video game, eh?
Exactly. And that generates a little bit of income for me of the premium currency in that game. So if I want to do something, or I want to obtain something, or I want to get something for my created character, I can without having to microtransact. So that's a little bit of fun. That's pretty cool. And I just get on there every now and again and actually play basketball.
Nice. Well, just quickly before we finish up your bit, you were talking about Rainbow Six Siege. Just a quick shout out to Josh Durbridge. Well done, man. You shared one of his videos of the ending of one of his rounds on Rainbow Six Siege, where it was 1v the whole fucking team at one stage, and he took them all down, which was a real good defend. Well done. Wanted to point that out. He's done well. That post is on the Aussie Gamers Express Facebook page. Go and check it out. It was posted on the 7th of April at 11 p.m. at night, so go and have a look.
You must have been keen. I bet you done that at about 10:44.
Oh, no. Well, his post was at 5 p.m., but it was shared to the main page by Snoogans at 11 p.m. Yeah, so have a look at that, though. It was awesome. Some people might think, that's an easy thing to do, or the other team were noobs or whatever. I've played that game before. I've been in that position as well, and I've not done that well. Well done. Real good. Good stuff, Josh.
That is an accomplishment.
Yes. All right. Is that it from you, Red?
Yeah, that's about sums it up for me, man.
Okie dokie, very good. Let's talk about what I've been doing. Disc Jam, we've gone through that. Ghost Recon Wildlands. I am still playing that game very, very thoroughly, but I have now finished the main storyline, which is really cool.
Yeah.
There's still a little bit more stuff to complete on the outer rim of the story, but essentially I've seen an ending. I say an ending because I believe there are two. I've got one ending, and the story, once I started playing the game, getting right into the story, geez, it ramped up, and it was really well done, and had a real sense of the underground with all these cartels and the horrible things that were going on. Now, there was one character in particular that Snoogans pointed out to me that he thought was quite confronting, and it was they mixed some themes in this game that are quite realistic and hard hitting, which was really impressive for a storytelling experience. But there was one character in there, and I'll be somewhat vague because I don't want to spoil, but it will be a tiny bit of a spoiler. But one of the guys that you have to go and take out because he was the head of an area. But this guy, once you don't actually have to kill him, you just got to extract him. And what this guy was doing is that he was taking dead bodies and melting them down in chemicals in a barrel and disposing of them. But the thing is, this guy, he was autistic, and probably had the intelligence of a young child, and he had no idea what he was doing, and he got taken away by you and your team and all that and interrogated, and he gives the explanation of what he does, but he doesn't understand the whole concept that what he's doing is wrong. And he's telling you, like, yeah, I'm doing this. He goes, I don't think it's anything bad. They were already dead. And you finish up with him, and he goes, are we finished now? Because I have to get back to work. I'm like, wow. Like, and they don't really point out what his issue is, but it's sort of implied, because they do make mention about his intelligence level and things like that. But wow. So hard hitting, and the random things that occur. Changing subject about Wildlands, when you're just trekking around the world, you'll see little pockets of enemies just in the middle of nowhere, and you'll be like, what are they doing? There's no buildings there, there's nothing there. What are they doing there? There's like the orange glow. So you get in closer and have a look, and you'll see like 3 of them standing around with a citizen digging a hole, and you're like, oh man, that dude's digging his own grave. And there's
you sit there and watch and wait for it to happen.
You sit there and watch, yeah, and it's super bizarre, and you'll see similar things there where they might be all standing around a hole filled with bodies, or they might be trucking. They might have a truck with the back of it filled with bodies and all that sort of stuff. It's pretty hard hitting if you stop and take a look at what's going on that has nothing to do with the story of it's got to do with the story, but it's all just incidentals that aren't directly involved in what you're doing, but that stuff's going on in the world. Gives it a sense that this cartel is really running this country, this section, and it's pretty horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have to say that game is absolutely fantastic. But it's not without its bugs, though. Have you encountered very many bugs?
Mate, every time I play.
Oh, none of them are game breaking. Well,
nah, a lot of them are just audio.
Yeah, the audio with the chopper. Do you get that one where you get in a helicopter and there's no sound, and then about 30 seconds after your flight, you hear it start up?
Yeah, and the shooting and it comes like from behind you, and it's delayed, but it's actually your weapon. The silencer doesn't sound like your partner's got a silencer on. I think you were touched on that the other night as well. Yeah, when you're in co-op, if your partner shoots his sniper rifle, it sounds like it's really loud, even though he does have the silencer on. You get the wrong sound effect. You should have a silenced sound, but you don't get that. That's a bit weird, because you're always like, dude, have you got a silencer on that gun? Yeah. Yeah, do I need to go? Do I need to go? There's just a gunshot there. Do I shoot what I'm looking at? Yeah, it's just, it's not game breaking, but when you're playing a tactical game like that, you don't need to be second guessing yourself like that, I don't think. And when you're hearing gunshots behind you, you tend to swing around and you're on high alert and everything like that. So they're not game breaking, but it does alter the experience sometimes.
Yeah. Another one I had was the helicopters pitching up on me, and so I'll take off, and it'll just pitch it back, like you'll pull them back on the stick. And
crash.
Instead of it doesn't really cause me to crash, because I can just counteract it by pushing forward. But it does that without any control, so that was a bit weird, and then it eventually levels out. I also got stuck in a container filled with dead bodies. I literally couldn't get out because there was a dead body that I had to inspect. And as I must have stood too close to it, and as I've hit inspect, it went into like an animation, like an uncontrollable animation, which made him step forward beyond the body. And then when the animation finished, I was too far into a container behind the dead body and couldn't get out.
Clipped behind a resource, yeah.
Yeah, and I really, really didn't want to fast travel, because then everyone had respawned, and I'd literally just cleared everyone out to do the mission. So I just threw all my grenades down on the ground trying to down myself so I could get revived, and hopefully that would work. Took me about 3 goes. On the 3rd time, I finally got revived and was able to walk out, which was good. So that didn't cause me too much drama, but almost did. Yeah, so there are some issues that need to be patched there.
Smart thinking, though. I'll give you that.
Yeah, in trying to get out. Yeah, but yeah, look, there's plenty more game there, and I've played it for about 50 hours now, and there's still plenty more game there. There's still bosses that are at large, even though I've finished it. There's still plenty of collectibles, plenty of guns, plenty of games. There's still areas that I haven't been to. It's a massive, massive game. It's a monstrosity. But that's a good thing. I'm still giving it high scores though, regardless. Even all these issues that it's got, I'm still pegging it to be about an 8.5 out of 10. Good
You're
game.
blossoming. You are so blossoming.
Why?
Not many games a couple of years ago would you have invested 50 hours into. Really.
Oh, there's still not
other
many.
Than The Last of Us.
There's still not many. But, oh, well, look, if the game's good enough, it gets my attention.
Exactly, yes.
It was on special last week at Target for like $56 or something.
Yeah, gaming's very affordable at the moment in Australia.
That's a lot of game for under 60. And especially...
Something's $19. I picked up Lego World for my son for $33, and Rare Replay was $17.
Yeah, but see, Wildlands hasn't been out for very long, so that's a lot of game early on for cheap. That's good.
Yeah.
This week also got my hands back on the Asus Republic of Gamers G20. Do you remember when I had that last time? Yes,
you were having OS issues.
Yeah, well, it crashed and wouldn't boot into it or whatever. Well, I sent it away back to Asus in Sydney, and they've returned it, and it's in brilliant working order. And mind you, I had other little issues with it too the first time, but like nothing terribly, like nothing massive, but there were little niggling issues with it. But now that it's been repaired, all those tiny little things are all gone. I didn't actually think were problems. I didn't think they were issues. I thought, I don't know, maybe I was doing it wrong or whatever. Like with setting up the Oculus Rift was a little bit tricky. That I had some issues here and there and had to reset things and all that. This time round, flawless. Everything just worked, and it was I've had a really good experience with it. So I've got a video review coming of that coming very soon. Actually, you might, considering this goes Sunday, it might already be available. But check that out because it's a different one. This is the Outback Adventures video. Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't. I got screenshots a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, so the Outback Adventures a la All Aussie Adventures. With
Russell Coight.
Yeah, it's an homage to Russell Coight because I love that bloke.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry about that. But so I played. What did I play? The Division on PC on Ultra, 60 frames a second.
It would look really nice.
Oh yes, it does. Now in the review video, it says on the screen 60 frames a second, but it's not recorded in 60 frames. I didn't have my capture device only does the 30 because I'm tight ass and haven't shelled out for the 60 frame one, but it was definitely playing in 60 frames a second. It was beautiful. I also played Project Cars on the Oculus Rift.
Oh yes.
My God, it is so. I've said this before, but it's still very true. It's so much clearer than the PSVR.
Yeah, I asked you about when we were touching on the ROG and the Oculus Rift. And you said you'd still prefer the PSVR because of compatibility and everything like that. Has your opinion since changed because it's a little easier to set up and everything now because of the repair of the PC, or is it still the same sort of external issues that would sway you towards the PSVR?
Still the same. Now, look, with the Oculus Rift, while it is a better experience quality-wise, it's too expensive, mate. Like, This computer that is running it, I had a look at the current pricing in Australia. It's I think about $2,500. That's just for the computer. Then you're up for about, I think it was $600 or $700 for the Oculus.
Yep.
And that doesn't give you Move controllers like the PS Plus. The PSVR uses. You can get the controllers, but they're another expense on top. I don't know how much they are. I've not looked into it. It's too expensive. If you can get a PlayStation VR, you're going to be paying like a quarter of the price. That's just
a quarter of the library.
Well, look, see, there probably is more to play on the PC, but they're all tech demos, man.
Yeah, there's no AAAs.
There's not, because if there were massive AAA VR games, they'd probably be on the VR too. There's nothing really out there that's, well, I mean, Project Cars only supports Rift and Vive, I think. Possibly that other OS VR or whatever it is, and isn't on the PSVR. But all the stuff there's tons of stuff on Steam that is in VR. But yeah, they're all just silly little tech demo games. Look, if someone has more information and can correct me and say that there's some fantastic games out there that I'm not aware of, let us know. Send us a message or post or something. But I don't think we're missing out terribly. So yeah, and PlayStation VR now you can watch 3D Blu-ray movies with the VR as well, which is a cool thing.
Yep.
I think YouTube has integrated the VR now. It's very good for a low price. But yes, if you want the best of the best of the best with VR, it's going to be on PC.
And it's going to cost you $3,000.
Yeah, it's going to cost you more than that, Red. It's going to cost you well more than $3,000.
Yeah.
But that's the way the cookie crumbles. And if you've already got like a powerhouse, then yeah, you're probably only about $700 to $1,000 away from it. But there you go. But if you are going to go Oculus,
fuck, that's an expensive gimmick, in my opinion.
It is. It's very expensive, but it is very, very rewarding. The Asus G20. This is a fine PC, man. I don't like pre-packaged computers. I've had this conversation.
As a rule of thumb, you don't. Anyone really shouldn't.
I'll always go and build my own computer. But in saying that, to build a computer this spec'd up that the G20 is, I don't know, I reckon you'd probably be spending similar. Because normally when you build your own computer, it's a lot cheaper. But this G20 is a bloody powerhouse. It's a GTX 1080 in there for the video card. It's an i7. It's got I think it's I don't have the specs in front of me. I think it's a 500 gigabyte SSD and a terabyte or 2 terabyte normal hard drive. So you've got 2 hard drives in there, including an SSD. It's got a Blu-ray writer in it. It's got all the Oculus Rift ready ports and they're labelled, so you know which ports you can use USB. It's got HDMI's output, that's for Oculus, or if you don't have Oculus, you can use that for your monitor. It's got the DVIs in there. I think there's 2 DVIs on the back of it. It's got all this stuff. It's all pre-built into the thing. And yeah, it's like $2,500, not even, less than $2,500. It's come down a lot in price, but this is a GTX 1080. What's that worth these days?
$600-700.
Yeah. So considering that's a really well priced powerhouse computer. So I'm not being paid to say any of this shit. This computer has been provided to me to use, but I don't get paid for it. Essentially, if you want to call it that way, I'm being paid by being able to play with the thing. But
more than happy to sit down and talk contracts, though.
Yeah, absolutely. No, but that's just my pure opinion. It's a really good computer and it's quiet. I go on about that in the review. You'll see about how whisper quiet it is, and I think I say whisper quiet too many times. But anyway, yeah, I've been playing that. It's a good computer, and I'll be doing some live streaming probably tonight. That can be viewed if you're listening to the podcast. Go and check it out. I think I'm going to do it on Twitch tonight.
Twitch is a good platform.
Yeah, it is. Now, last and least, I've been playing with a thing called Pocket Shocket.
Okay.
Right, now it's not a video game, but it's a game of sorts. It's a little thing. I made a video of playing with it and unboxing it, but I haven't put it up because it's a bit silly. What it is, you've probably played something like this in the past. It's roulette with a little device that'll give you a shock.
Okay.
Have you ever played anything like that before?
I don't think so.
Is it like an actual electrical shock?
I tend to, steer clear of things that have caused me that sort of bloody discomfort.
Pain? Yeah, I understand that. There's two settings. There's shocking roulette and lightning reaction. So there's up to 4 players. So you all put your hand...
I know what you're talking about. I've seen them.
Yeah.
Or such things, yes.
Yeah, so there's 4 metal touch pads and you've got to put your hand on it. If you're doing the lightning reaction, you wait for the light to light up and the last person to click it, if you can hear this.
Yep.
Last person to click gets a shock. Now, the other mode is just a roulette, so it's just a random someone's getting a shock. Now it's up to 4 players, so 2, 3, or 4 players, and I thought I'd have a 4-player roulette on my own right now. What do you reckon?
I get it. Shocking roulette, as in Russian roulette. Yeah.
All right, I'll put 4 players on because that'll give me the best chance of not getting shocked. All right, I'm gonna hold. Oh, what happened there? I'm gonna hold this one here, and I'm going to press the button now. I bet it fucking shocks the one I'm holding. Fuck. Oh, no, I missed out.
It builds a suspense with a noise, though. Son of a bitch.
Doesn't it? I'll give it another go. I'm going to hold the same one. Fuck. Oh, fuck! Oh, the suspense! Ah, fuck!
You're a fucking sadist.
That got me, that one.
You're a fucking sadist.
How long did that go for?
Oh no, builds it up because you start getting tense in the elbows and start wanting to take your hand off so everyone can call you a bitch.
A 1 in 4 chance, and I did it twice and it got me. You fucker. Anyway, oh shit! Don't turn it on again. Get rid of that. What was I going to say? Oh, I forgot now. It fucking shocked me out of it. I don't know. Oh, I was going to correct you. I'm not a sadist. I'm a masochist because I'm doing it to myself.
Oh, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Right. Hey, I've researched it. I know what I am.
As long as you've got your own.
Alright, what a weirdo. That's it for video game discussion. Does anyone want the Pocket Chocolate? Do you want me to give it away? I'm not going to give it away. No, I'm not going to give it away. Someone will have a heart attack with it and I'll get sued.
You'll be up for the fucking coffin.
That's it, yeah. I'll just keep that stored in the bin for about a day until it gets picked up. Alright, well, let's go into video game news. Alright, first up in the news, Red, Far Cry 4 creative director moves on.
Alright, so first and foremost, his name is Alex Hutchinson.
Hey, Alex.
And he worked for Ubisoft. Yeah, he'd be listening. He worked for Ubisoft Montreal, and his most notable achievements is creative director for Far Cry 4 and Assassin's Creed 3. And sadly, and it's probably not his fault, probably two of the most least entries into the franchises.
Well, not to mention the fact, could have been worse. Could have been Unity.
Not to mention he's worked on Duke Nukem Advanced. Spawn the Sims 2 and Army of 2 the 40th day. So he's got a wicked track record, this dude.
Sorry, Alex.
Me too. But he's left Ubisoft saying, thank you very much. After 7 years of gainful employment, I'm going out and I'm going to create my own development company.
Oh, so he left. He didn't even get punted. That's a good effort then.
No. Yeah, so he rorted it for everything it was worth.
Yep.
Two pretty shitty games. And he's quoted
Assassin's Creed 3 was good. I liked that.
Yeah, but it wasn't one of the better ones in the franchise. Oh, great games. Don't get me wrong. Far Cry 4 was brilliant, worked well. Assassin's Creed 3 was an Assassin's Creed game through and through, tried and tested. It introduced pirate ships.
Yeah.
Which probably led to the best Assassin's Creed ever, in my opinion. Oh, fuck yeah, I loved it.
A good game.
But yeah, so I'm probably being just a little bit harsh, but that's satirical. You get that from me. But anyway, his new company is going to be called Typhoon Studios, and it will be based in Montreal, so he's not going to move. And former Warner Brothers Entertainment VP and executive producer Rob Schneider, has also joined the team. So there's a little bit of a pedigree there, so watch this space for Typhoon Studios. There might be a couple of good games coming your way.
Yeah, nice. All right, so that's it. Next one?
Yep.
All right, next bit of news, NBA Jam-esque title on its way. I think you've talked about this one before, have you?
No, I talked about the other one called Dunk Lords. Rant. But this has popped up on my radar very recently, as in yesterday. I reckon it's to celebrate because one thing I do know that I probably didn't talk about in game chat because it wasn't game, but I've been watching Foxtel on my PlayStation, so the first time I've used it as a real media device, and I've been watching lots of basketball, and for this fact I know that the playoffs are about to start, so this game coming out next month titled, well done Red, NBA Jam Playgrounds, so it's officially licensed NBA game. It's a 2-on-2 format, and I think it's going to release in a line with the semi-finals and the playoffs of the basketball. So that's probably why I haven't heard about it. But the reason it really made news on the Aussie Gamers Express podcast, because there's a couple of things to pick from, is because we are 30 plus and we played NBA Jam back in the day.
Yeah.
So this has really appealed to me because NBA Jam was the first game. I had played NBA Jam before I played Sonic. So I love the shit out of it. So I'm a pretty good judge as to whether the trailer looks good or not. It looks okay, but it doesn't show off enough to look fantastic. But the fact that I absolutely love sport through and through. I recognised every single character / player in the trailer, and they look really cool. Over the top jams look really cool. The modernised basketball, it's like street basketball courts were the only ones that we've seen, as opposed to the NBA Jam on a court with the mascots and the fucking crowd and the announcer and everything like that. So I think that's what really made NBA Jam its thing. Anyway, back to the news. It will be available on the Switch, PC, PS4, Xbox One next month for roughly $20 US. So in May, no exact date for May. It's all officially licensed by the NBA. It has current NBA players from every team and some retired players too. So I assume you'll see the likes of Michael Jordan and Shaq and Scottie Pippen. So all the Larry Bird, all the old schools that, even if you're not a basketball fan, everyone knows who Jordan is. Everyone knows who Shaq is. So there's going to be that little. This is just all assumption for me, but who has an NBA game without them? So
what about Muggsy Bogues?
Muggsy Bogues, you're on this Muggsy Bogues bandwagon, aren't you? Most likely, because it was him and Larry Johnson from the original NBA Jam. That's who you played as when you played the Hornets. Larry Johnson, the big power forward, and Muggsy Bogues, the really big point guard.
What about Scottie Pippen?
Scottie Pippen, yeah, I'd say Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan will be available to be unlocked for the Chicago Bulls for sure. For sure, I'm going out and saying it'll be there for sure.
I'm trying to think of all the names that I knew back in the day.
Larry Bird, Steve Nash.
Oh, Larry Bird, yeah. Who's that guy?
Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley, yeah, I remember him. He played for that team. Patrick Ewing, yeah, he played for the passion fruit team.
You're just running them all off from Space Jam, aren't you?
No, I was a massive NBA fan as a kid.
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman with his fucking stupid hair. I was a massive NBA fan as a kid. I've got a lot of basketball cards in a folder.
Yeah,
I think I've actually got in my drawer next to me. Stand by for a second. Yep, there it is. I've got it here. It's in a hard case.
Mm-hmm.
It's October 6, 1993. Do you know what that date's for?
No.
That was the retirement. Michael Jordan's first retirement card. This is the number of this card is MJR1.
Yeah.
And on the back, it's got Michael Jordan swinging his baseball in his baseball gear, because that's what he did back in 1993. He quit basketball and went and played baseball.
Yeah, for 3 years, yeah.
Yeah, and he was shit.
So he come back.
Yeah, so this is on the card. He's actually got a big cheesy smiley grin in a suit in front of some microphones, where he was announcing his retirement from the NBA.
Wow, you so have that till the next time I come visit.
I actually originally had 2 of these. I traded in one, because I had 2. Traded in one for an entire box of Upper Deck cards.
Upper Deck. I used to collect Upper Deck and Fleur. Remember Fleur?
Yeah. Fleer, was it? Fleer and Fleer.
It's F-L-U-E-R. Fleur.
I thought it was Fleer. F-L-E-E-R.
Could be. I don't know. I had the complete 93-94 collection. So the year that card. Wow. I had the Fleur collection, or Fleer, whatever. But that collection.
Yeah, and I had some of the refracted cards as well.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah.
Oh.
Told you, I was a massive fan of the NBA going back in the day. So that I played NBA Jam like it was gospel. I loved that game because it was sick. And this is Upper Deck 94. Beautiful. And it's protected. There is no dog ears on this thing. I opened it from the pack and went, that's going in a case. So this thing has been in a sealed screw case. Like there are 4 screws on the corner of this case. Singular card case. This thing hasn't been out of that since 1994.
Shit. All you need is a signature, and then you can invest in Aussie Gamers Express.
If I could get Michael Jordan to sign this, I could dead set fucking...
retire.
I'd retire.
Yeah.
Oh.
Easy.
Michael Jordan, you listening? Are you listening to the show, mate? Can you give me a call? I'll give you my email. Just email me. It's lucas@aussiegamersexpress.com. Send me an email, and we'll meet up if you wouldn't mind on coming down to Sydney. Because you haven't signed this shit yet. I've got no money to fly to the States. But yeah, so I've got that handy. That is right there. So just in case you didn't believe me.
You'd be fucking crowning for this game too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I like those games. I just don't like the 2K games. The 2K games are too
technical.
Too technical for me.
I dig that because I dig the technical side of it.
Yeah.
So players can be leveled up, and you can play solo, local, multiplayer, or online.
I'll buy that. I'll buy that for sure. By the sounds of things. This segment's fired me up.
It's wicked, isn't it?
Yeah. Those are nice giggling kids.
Yeah, well, I'm like, that's so got to be part of the news, but is there enough substance to it? Yeah, we got a 94 Michael Jordan card. Fuck all the substance you could really ever want. So I'm going to fucking leave it right there. That's the highlight of my day.
I'll Instagram a picture of the card.
Go on.
Yeah, alright. So if you're listening to this, go and have a look at Aussie Gamers Express Instagram.
It might make a sneaky appearance on the fucking episode fucking banner.
It might. Yeah, why not? Alright, well let's move on to the next bit of news, eh?
Yeah.
So apparently the Aussies are eyeing off an Overwatch Cup berth. What does that mean?
Yeah, a World Cup berth. I may have written it down wrong. But yes, so... what does that mean? I'm glad you asked what does that mean, because I've got the information handy as to what that means.
Oh, good.
So, the Overwatch World Cup is returning this year for its second year. after its first year, was won eventually by South Korea. But after the success this year, there's going to be more games, more live events. So the World Cup is a community-driven competition between nations where the skill of the country's top 100 players determines which country is eligible for the competition. Blizzard tracks the skill ratings of the top 100 players from every country, and on April the 25th, the 32 countries with the highest average ratings will be selected for live regional qualifiers. So not unlike a soccer World Cup. Right now, Australia is 13th and New Zealand is 33rd. They take the top 32.
What off?
Yeah, you might want to lose 6 positions or something. But then, so if this is something you really love the esports scene and you really get into it and you want to share the passion for the Australian team and everything like that, look into it. There's lots and lots of information. I've got lots of convoluted information here, which it just gets sidetracked by my ignorance towards a lot of it. Like, I appreciate and understand what esports is. Go search it up, because there's lots of selection processes and everything. They give you all the details and everything. I found it a real interesting read, but for me to try and explain it, it's really, really, my ignorance will come across, and that's only because I'm pretty silly. But in a nutshell, there's 3 community reps from each country, and they select the players from their own, from all the countries to play in the regional qualifiers, which will lead to 8 players or 8 teams going and fighting it out for the World Cup winner at BlizzCon in 2017. So that's pretty cool. I think that's a really cool process for an esports league, as opposed to like your Call of Duties and everything like this. It's a World Cup where you got the best from the country is just a really cool setup. And I think Blizzard are the only company big enough to track the top 100 players of their game from every country.
Yeah, nice.
It justifies the quality of product that Overwatch truly is. I can appreciate it. I'm no good at it. Not good enough to go spend $60 to lose all the time.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the nuances and the differences in the characters and how they can how they got their pros and cons and they can work together. I think it's the current generation of gamers, so the millennials, are very lucky with the innovation of gaming that are coming out. And I'll stick to my old war stories, if you will, from Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and World War and stuff like that. They're old Vietnam stories now for us, aren't they?
Yeah, I can hold on to my memories of Modern Warfare 2, where I was ace. I was king.
Yeah, so good. Good. You should have seen this one kill, bro.
Yeah, I did so good back in those days. Free-for-alls, I was always first, second or third.
But yeah, But I just thought that was really, really cool, and it's nice that Australia are up there with all the Asians, and I don't mean that derogatory, because they win everything.
They're
Koreans
fantastic at it, yeah.
Chinese and the Japanese, yeah, exactly right. So go Australia, yeah.
All right, very good. That's it now for the news. Are we going to the next segment?
Let's do it.
Okay, so for the next segment, we are going into time for Red to go to the toilet.
Not today.
Oh, not today!
No.
Oh, okay then.
Out of prunes.
Well, in that case, we'll just do Remember When.
When I used to go to the toilet before the show.
Remember, that's right. Remember When. All right, this week's Remember When. I'm taking this one by the horns. Let's see how this one goes. Remember when video game magazines were the craze?
Oh, and come with discs?
Yes, that was the ace part, man. That was really cool. I remember going to my mate's house on a weekend. I would hit him up on a Friday afternoon after school. I'd go straight to his house, and I wouldn't be home till Sunday, mind you, but it'd be at his place, and he lived close to the shop, so we would walk down to the local shops into the news agency, and we'd buy ourselves a magazine, and we'd try and get one with a disc, so we'd go home, go back to his place, and play all the stuff and read the magazine. We loved it.
Wow.
So, magazine of choice was well, there was a few to choose from back in the day. I'm talking about back in the mid-90s when this stuff was really popular, because the internet just didn't exist, or it was, you know, like a rich man's sort of toy. But PC Power Play was one of our big top.
Still goes strong.
Still available today. I don't know about the magazine. I haven't been able to clarify the magazine being still available.
I can. Yeah, 100%.
Oh, it is? It's still in your... Oh, yeah, but that's in Tasmania.
Yeah, that could be 1997's edition still on the shelf here in the news agency.
That's right.
No, we go to the news agency to just pay bills and stuff like that, and there's always PC Power Play, an Xbox One, and Microsoft One, I should say, and a PlayStation One.
But yeah, so because we were pretty big PC back in those days, me and my best mate Grant at the time. Unfortunately, I've lost contact with him these days. But yeah, we had PCs at our disposals, 486. That was the bomb. They had a turbo button on the computer and a lock. Yeah, and it had the key to lock it.
Yes.
What the fuck was that for?
I don't know.
Oh, excuse the coughs. I apologise for that.
It's only because you're excited.
It is, yeah, and I'm doing wonders to my lungs. But so we get PC Power Play launched in 1996 with a 640 megabyte CD-ROM cover disc, as you mentioned, which it eventually came with double discs as well. But it was really cool. Do you remember, like, you'd get them because that was your only way to get WinZip?
Yep.
That was the only...
shareware. You get WinZip. You get you'd get like Office add-ons, fonts.
Yeah, fonts.
Wasn't just games. Yeah.
No.
That's how I was introduced to Wingdings. Remember Wingdings?
Yeah.
Where you'd turn that over and you'd write in code because everything was smiley faces and the original emojis, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was the only way that I ever got antivirus on my computer was by buying them.
How required was it back then when there was no internet?
Well, yeah, but there was a lot of sharing going on with floppy disks and shit. So
wasn't there?
Well, wasn't there the Great Worm virus or whatever?
But I'd still tell you what, the most dangerous viruses still come on floppy disks.
Yeah. So that was the thing, and there wasn't very good security for computers back then as well. So they could just run riot with Trojan horses and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, so these gaming magazines were amazing back in the day, and there was the official PlayStation magazine, which kicked off in 2007.
That was me.
Yeah, that was $15. It came with a DVD, which had like trailers and playable demos. It might not have been DVD originally, actually. PS1 days.
PlayStation 1.
It was just normal CD, wasn't it?
Yeah, I remember that, and even when you bought the PS1, like, because back in the day, PlayStation 1 games were $110, $120, and you just couldn't afford them. Yeah. So you'd go get the PlayStation magazine, you get the first level of Tomb Raider and Wipeout, and remember there was a boat racing game. Oh, fuck. There was there was like a battle bloody pirate ship game. Oh, wow. Back in the day.
It was great. I remember I had a demo disc on the PS1, and I think it was just showing off the graphical power of the PlayStation, and it had like the Tyrannosaurus. Yeah, you remember that?
Yes.
My nephew, who's also known as Repremier on Aussie Gamers Express, would remember that very well. I would scare the living piss out of that poor kid, because Jason is 10 years almost exactly younger than me.
At junior, yeah.
Yeah, so I would have been maybe 13 years old when he was about 3. And as a 13-year-old, I wanted my space. I didn't want a 3-year-old always bugging me. And poor little Jason, the cute little mullet-haired kid, would come into me and he would say, "I want to watch, Uncle Luke. I want to watch." And
you'd be like, okay.
I'd be like, yeah, all right. And I'd put on this demo and he would run away screaming. What a horrible child I was. I'm very sorry, Jason. I'm very, very sorry for those days. I was a horrible, horrible uncle. But anyway, that's history. That's how it went. So yeah, that's what I used to do to get him out of the room so I could play in peace.
I've still got a couple of things to add to this. Remember when you fucking pulled one out of the hat here this week again?
Here you go.
Remember when you used to get them, and you'd get it, and you get your magazines. I was heavy PlayStation magazine, and I don't know about you, but I'd always go to the back 3 pages. Do you know what for?
Cheats?
To see what fucking cheats were in this month's issue or this week's issue. Yes!
Yeah, that was like one of the top reasons that we bought the magazine, other than for the disc. The cheat
there was
codes.
no internet,
No, there was no Googling.
That's how the cheats got. Mortal Kombat 1 cheats I got from a magazine, and then you end up writing them in the notes section of the instruction manual, which is another I remember when.
I read.
But, yeah.
Blood Code, Mega Drive, ABACABB, which is Abacab, which is an album from... Genesis.
Wow.
Which is the name of the Sega Mega Drive, is a Genesis, and the Blood Code was Abacab, the name of a Genesis album. There you go. That was for free.
Oh man, I got all my Age of Empires cheat codes from a magazine.
Doom.
Yeah, to get 1,000 food was cheesesteak Jimmy's.
Oh, very good. Yeah, I remember the cheat codes for Doom. ID KFA, I think, was God mode. There was ID Clip.
Because ID Clip. Because Wolfenstein was LMAO. Because we never knew back then. Laughed my ass off.
Yeah, but yeah. ID Clip would allow you to clipping is going through the walls.
Yeah,
so you could walk through walls. That was cool. I wish they still had stuff like that these days. How good would it be to explore? ID God.
Oh.
What was ID KFA then? Was that all ammo, all weapons maybe?
All ammo, yeah. ID God was God mode for sure.
I don't remember the other ones, but yeah, and these are all from these magazines. Another one was EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly.
Yep.
That started in 1988. They stopped print in 2009 and resumed again in 2010.
Printing or digitally?
Printing. They stopped printing in 2009.
Yep.
But started again the next year, but then they stopped again in 2014.
Oh, okay.
But EGM lives on now on the internet at egmlive.com, so that's still available in digital.
It's got to be one hard medium to maintain.
Yeah. Too expensive to do the print, considering not as many people are buying them, and it's a lot cheaper to just put it online. Gaming
well, the funny thing is...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, yeah, because as you just said, the cost. The funny thing is, when I come and see you, in September, or I go see my parents, I always rock up at the Melbourne airport and I buy the Game Informer because PlayStation Australia magazine's $27 compared to $4.95 for Game Informer.
Well, Game Informer's really cheap. That's the thing, and it's a cross-platform thing. It's not only PlayStation or Xbox.
Is that the one you can get? You can get a subscription from eBay Games?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's only about $50 a year.
If that, it's cheap as that's a good one. If I used to actually subscribe to the digital version of it on my iPad.
Yep.
But I haven't had it for a while yet. But the biggest, most amazing, and my favourite gaming magazine of all time, I think I still have quite a few of them, was Hyper.
Oh wow, they're still going too.
First issue, 1993. Was a multi-platform Australian video game magazine. Came with all the cheat codes and all cool stuff for all different platforms, and it's still currently available in print for $32 a year via www.magshop.com, magshop.com.au/hyper.
Yep.
So that's still available in an actual magazine, which is really cool. But that's been going for a very long time, and that was my favourite. That was my go-to magazine. If that was the new one was out of that, I bought it.
See, it's funny because that aspect of our lives, but I can speak for myself, that aspect of my life had that much of a resonating effect. I still look at them. I don't pick them up and read them. I still look at them every time I enter a news agency. Yep. Always go look to see what mags are kicking around.
Yeah.
Because then you'd get a magazine later in the noughties that instead of coming with discs anymore, they'd come with a cheat book. You get the complete cheat book of 2004.
Yeah, it was like the little black book thing, a little black book of codes and shit.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. Wow, what a massive part of my gaming.
Yeah, so,
was reading about the games that you couldn't afford, because you had to make educated decisions back then.
Yeah, that's right. And they all had their reviews every month, and they'd tell you what was coming next month, and you'd be like, oh, they're doing the next Tomb Raider next month. That's awesome.
Oh, Metal Gear Solid, fuck!
Yeah, oh, it was so good. So, Red, do you remember when video game magazines were the craze?
Oh, I remember there being a thing, yeah.
Yeah, I remember it well. Remember it really well. They were a fond time in my life. That was so cool.
Wow. Well done, man.
Yeah, no worries. So all of the veteran gamers out there that are in our sort of vintage, let us know what you think and what you read, what you bought. If you didn't at all, if you didn't like them, let us know. Comment on the pinned post to the podcast on the Facebook page. If you're from the younger generation, let us know. Do you go for any magazines, or is it all online for you? Tell us.
Your YouTube videos now.
Yeah, probably. But mind you, I mean, I don't know if it's the old school in me. I still like reading a good magazine.
Well, you can read, so yeah, I don't blame you.
That's it.
And there's no excuse either. You said you called out. I put a big call out. This is half the shout, so we'll smash it in here real quickly. That last week's Remember When. Yep. I said hit us up if you're a cart, if you're a disc, and I won't go into all the answers into length, but we had Zach Courtney, Robert White, Russell Biggerstaff, Rusky Big Muskie. He's like God. He speaks the word of gospel. And Paul David Clennon. They are our age, if not older. And yeah, cartridge seemed the way to go, man. Still seems the way to go. But Robert White wants to be dreaming and wants to have an all-in-one console of disc and cartridge. Yeah, right.
Hey, did you know that the Sega Saturn had both?
Yeah.
That never used the cartridge. I'd never had anything to put in it, but there was a cartridge slot at the back and disc.
Yeah.
There you go.
They're as used as the SD slots are on your laptop.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. That was sick.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for that, Red. That was a great walk down Remember When territory. All right. Let's move on to the next segment. Oh, I'm not speaking properly. Next segment. User-created content. All right, first up we've got something I've got here from Cohen Moore.
Yep.
Now, he's asked Game of the Year so far, or Game of the Quarter, however you want to put it. And he said, even though we all know it's Zelda. Well, it's not Zelda for me, because I haven't played it. But, for me, I'm a little bit torn for Resident Evil 7 and Horizon Zero Dawn.
I'm not. It's just Horizon Zero Dawn for me.
Well, that's because you're
a video
a
proving
bitch.
That too up on our Facebook page. I got two answers. Obviously, single player experience would be Horizon Zero Dawn, and the best multiplayer game of the year so far would be For Honor.
Okay. Yep. I'm hanging towards Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, but that's your thing.
Well, no, not really. I don't like being scared.
Ever since I've known you played Resident Evil games, though, you were so on top of Revelations 2 every fortnight and everything like that, and you play co-op of Resident Evil 6 with Jason. I figured Resident Evil would be up there pretty close with you because I think you hold it dear.
None of those games had come close to Game of the Year for me, though. Resident Evil 7 changed it up. They took a massive risk, and it worked out for me. I think it worked for them because they've sold millions of copies of it, but it worked for me. The VR aspect as well was absolutely brilliant. It's the best VR experience I've had on PlayStation VR, and the game was amazing. So far, it's Resident Evil 7.
I think you needed Resident Evil 7 as much as you liked it.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But Horizon Zero Dawn, God damn. So anyway, as for Game of the Year, I've not decided either way, because obviously there's still plenty of the year to go, but if I had to pick now, it'd be Resi 7 Biohazard.
One thing I will say, Resident Evil 7 will be in your top 5, and Horizon Zero Dawn will be in my top 5. It's going to take a lot of beating for these games to knock it out of top 5. We can't speak for stuff we haven't played yet, but Horizon Zero Dawn was fucking fantastic.
Hopefully before the end of this year I'll have played Zelda Breath of the Wild, so I'll definitely consider that one, because it's on Wii U and I'll have that, but I'll probably have a Switch by the end of the year too, who knows. Next that I've got here, this is from Cohen as well. He says, it's a bit late, but what do you guys think of the Colin and Kinda Funny BS that happened a few weeks ago? He unsubbed both of their channels. Greg is a snowflake, and the what's SJW again? Snowflake. And wouldn't even stand up for his friend. SJW.
Social justice warrior.
Yes, that's right. That is what it is. I looked it up and then forgot. Right. So, do you know about this issue that happened?
Yes, I do. Okay. Because of Weeksy, because Weeksy's right behind it.
Right. Okay. So what happened is there's Colin. What's his name?
Moriarty.
Colin Moriarty and Greg.
Game over, Greggy. Yep.
Yeah, Greg something. Anyway, they do a show, Kinda Funny, and there was Colin tweeted on, specifically because of the day, it was International Women's Day. And Colin tweeted something along the lines of like, finally peace and quiet.
From the women,
yeah. So that, like, he made a comment about peace and quiet, because although it's different in Australia, in the US, I think on International Women's Day they don't have to go to work.
Yeah.
So the women stay at home. So he was like, okay, I'm at work and there's no women, and he made a comment of it's peace and quiet. He tweeted that, and the Twitter response was overwhelming with how people were so pissed off that he was being sexist on such a day, blah, 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 blah. I looked at the tweet and I thought, there is nothing wrong with that, because I'm sorry. How many times do women say that we think with our penises, we
can't do more than one thing at once.
Can't do more than one thing at once. Those typical things, they're not offensive. They're silly, derogatory comments that nobody should really take seriously, because they're just stupid.
Yeah,
that's all it is, and it's tongue in cheek, and that's what this was. I never at one stage thought anything of it, and what really did take the cake, and I think this is what Cohen is getting at, is that his mate Greg
threw him under a bus, mate.
He did. He threw him under a bus. He issued a statement saying, was it a joke? Yes. Was it funny? No. Was it appropriate? Definitely not. And then went on to explain that, like, that stuff is not on, and he doesn't condone it, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, basically, like you said, mate, threw him under a bus. Whereas a lot of his
we don't have the reach. We don't have the reach of Kind of Funny games, you and I, but we strive and we do our best. You threw me under a bus like that. On principle, I'd react like Colin has.
Yeah, we'll go fuck you then. Yeah. Look, if you did something that I felt was absolutely wrong, I would say so. But what actually occurred there was a gross overreaction from a lot of people. And the thing is, it really appeared that Greg was more so saving face for his what do you call them? The people that pay the people that pay for his sponsors. He was saving face for the sponsors and wasn't looking after his mate, because seriously, there's nothing wrong with what he did. Even if he meant it, like, yeah, women are annoying and they don't shut up. Who cares? There's nothing wrong with that. There was nothing wrong with that. He didn't say anything along the lines of women are stupid and don't deserve anything. He was just saying that they yak too much. They talk too much. Big deal. And blokes
they notoriously do.
and blokes think with their dicks. And they do. How many times do you see blokes just get into a fist fight because they're apes, they're morons? And what do two dickheads in the street do when they're fighting? They take off their fucking shirts. Why do they take off their shirts? There's no actual advantage to taking off your shirt. They take it off because they're like an ape and they want to bare their chest and beat it like a big tough man. Men are dickheads like that. And women take
it. Keep going, mate. I'm going to have to issue an apology over Twitter.
But yeah, that's the difference. There's a massive reach that their show gets compared to what ours does.
But on a principle standpoint, mate, you don't throw a mate under a bus to save face.
That's right, and that's all he was doing. Is he wanted to save face for his sponsors because he didn't want to lose anything and wanted to appear like the bigger man over something so trivial. That was so dumb.
It's split them up. It's done.
Yeah, well, that's it. They're no longer. Colin left the show.
Colin walked, yeah, because they come from IGN together.
Yeah. Well,
and created Kind of Funny.
I thought it was really, really ridiculous because I read that response from Greg and I just thought, why? It doesn't need to be like that. Sure, because that was something that would have blown over. I don't even think it needed to be addressed. And if it was addressed, I would have said, calm down, everyone.
It's typical 21st fucking century, though.
But then Cohen, a little bit extra to what he said is, do you think games, media / culture is at a level of extreme liberalism that is eventually destroy itself by forcing out anyone that speaks their mind? I think that is only true to those that aren't true to themselves. I will do my darndest to make sure that doesn't happen to Aussie Games Express. The day that I stick up for something I don't believe in, I kind of hope I've got the balls to pull the pin, or maybe just admit it.
If you don't, you'll be told.
If there's enough money, if there's enough money involved in me saying things that I don't believe in, I'm going to make it fucking quite clear that I'm saying this because I have to. This comment is made under duress.
Yeah.
But
I got a Ferrari.
Integrity is purchasable though.
But that's all we have.
Well, sorry, the lack thereof.
Sorry. Yeah.
The lack thereof. Or saleable. You can sell them your integrity.
But I'm saying our integrity and it's all we've got.
Well, that's what we've got. Because we're a small, untouched entity where the only people that are making the decisions as to what we do are us, we can have these opinions and say them. If we ever do, which I don't know, if we ever do get to the point where it's corporate and money is ruling things and we're doing things based on the amount of coin coming through the door, I want to make that abundantly clear. And I won't if let's just say that there was a big body corporate ahead of us and they said, I want you to issue this statement about Red after something he said, I'd say, you guys can issue the fucking statement. I'm not having any bar of it. You can get an actor. What?
I'd be like, give me the statement, and I'd stand up there and take the biggest piss out of it.
Yeah. What Red said was insanely insensitive to the entire race of the chimpanzee family.
But fucking true, they should bring you coffee when they give you a kiss of a morning. Damn chimpanzees.
Did you marry a chimpanzee? Oh, you're referring
do
to
I have
kids.
To issue a tweet and apologising to it?
Wow!
Wow, Red.
Hashtag you didn't mean it.
Hashtag gaming with Luke 1, episode 1 next week.
Hashtag look out, Red, the bus is coming.
No. Nah, my wife's cool. She can handle it.
Yeah, that's right. But anyway, look, that's user-created content, all from Cohen. Thank you very much for your contribution. Everybody listening, make sure you contribute when that post comes up. Give us something. Still got some in the bag, but we'd like to get a lot more, so that way we can make sure we've got good content for every week. All right, Red, let's move on to What's That Sound? All right, now.
Last week, What's That Sound?
You know what it is now?
Yeah, I do.
I know. Do you feel silly?
Yeah, because I played the shit out of that game. That's probably why it sounded like recognisable.
Yeah. All right, well, let's listen to it.
And that, of course, is the shield regeneration from Halo 5.
Oh, dear. No, the answer was Driver, PS1. I knew
dedicated burnout button.
Yeah, that's right. That was an amazing game. That game...
Revolutionary.
...was revolutionary for driving games, like an open world. Like, what the hell?
It bridged the gap between... bird's eye view GTA to GTA 3.
Yeah, it was an amazing game. It's dated as all hell now.
Because Driver 2, you were actually able to get out of the car and change cars.
Yeah,
where in Driver 1, you just had that black beast muscle car.
Yeah, that was a cool car. Do you remember in Driver, the original, where you had to do that level where you had to like burn out and drift in the car park around the pylons?
To start off with, you had that checklist. You had to slalom and reverse 180 and very... Very well. That may have even been on a demo disc.
It was. I think it was on a demo disc, that section. But that felt so realistic back on the day. It was so fun to do, so rewarding to drive a car.
You were doing legit car things.
Yeah.
You could slalom in a car. You can do 180s. You can reverse. Yeah, no, it was sick.
That was really good. Good sound, but we flunked it saying GTA 5. What idiots. But anyway. All right, well, let's have a listen to this week's What's That Sound Repremiere. Think like a Repremiere. Actually, don't.
No.
It's probably safer not to. All right, let's have a listen. Shit.
There's mortars and rainforest.
Is that mortars?
Mortars or cannon or a big cannon. Yeah, surely.
It's a bit loud. I'm going to turn it down and listen to it again. Now that's a 50 cal.
It's not CSGO.
Nah. That sounds like a 50 cal. If you hear the gunshot, it sounds like you can hear the shell ejecting. Yeah,
was there any sniper Ghost Warrior games set in the rainforest?
I don't know. Oh, you know what I'm going to go for? I'm going to go for Arma 3.
Oh, yeah.
Let's listen again.
I have no idea. I'll have a guess.
Yep.
Shield regenerating on Halo 5. No, you go Arma 3. I'll go Sniper Ghost Warrior 2.
Sniper Ghost Warrior 2.
Yeah,
all right,
I have no idea. I'm more inclined to believe you that it sounds like, or not believe you, but go your way of thinking of it being a semi-automatic rifle, being a 50 cal.
Yeah, all right. Well,
first time around, because it was a bit louder, it sounded like there was like a bit of an echo, and it was coming from a distance. But when everything was in perspective, a bit lower. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's our guesses. I said Armour 3, Red said Sniper Ghost Warrior 2. Whatever it is, we're not sure. We'll find out for next week's episode. If you think you know what this week's What's That Sound is, send us a message to our Facebook page, and if you're correct, we'll send you a free game. We didn't have any for last week's, I don't think.
Yes, we did.
Oh, did we? My bad.
We did. I don't remember who, but I know someone said driver. Hang on.
Whoopsie.
Hang on.
Let's find out. All right. I've got to send them a free game then. You know what this is time for?
Robert White.
Robert White. Sorry, man. I'll get that to you as soon as possible. My bad.
Oh, Debbie from Dallas just sent me a message.
Ooh, hello. ASL. ASL.
12. Unsure. Basement.
Oh, shit. It's the FBI. All right. So that was What's That Sound, Red. Let's go into Red's Shout.
What's next? Red Shout, that's right.
Yeah,
okay, so this week's shout is going to prompt more likes, shares, comments on your latest update.
Yes.
You're giving shit away.
That's right, free shit.
And there's lots and lots of people that have liked it so far. There's 15 likes, there's a share, and there's a few comments. Firstly, Karina Latham, Bronx Tuange, Mark Harvey, bam! Oh, bam! Robert White, Ben Love, Josh Ryan, Desby again, a second shout out, you selfish bastard. Michael Headland, Paul David Clennett getting another one. That's just as many shout outs as your growing greys, mate. Yeah, we'll start to get some of these people knowing them on a personal
hashtag
level.
under the bus. He shouldn't have said that. That's mean.
Bam! But my most favourite comment is I've licked and shared and commented.
Yeah.
Lots of bloody comments there. We do appreciate it. If I've called you out and I've said your last name wrong, bam! But I'm talking about you, and I appreciate the.
You know,
I like it. It's just crazy. The content is just crazy. But yeah, so we've given heaps of shout outs today. One that really we want to promote that stuff. Lucas is so fucking formal. Go get fucked. Luke's giving away a heap of shit. So get along there. You got to make sure now you don't draw any prize winners until after the show goes live.
No, it won't. No, it won't be till next week. So no, there's plenty of time for these
there
guys.
Too. Big Mario bumhole and everything to be given away.
There's going to be more, man. That's only the beginning.
Yeah. So share it, share get on the pinned post, say this podcast they're talking about free stuff again, rah. And there's also one special mention that I think we're going to have to put together for next week. I'm going to push for it, considering you're the boss and everything. Rusky Big Muskie put a massive amount of thought into a post yesterday.
Yes, yep.
Onto the page about user-created content and following up on your Monkey Magic Odyssey of the West?
Odyssey to the West?
To the West, yes. Thing. It seems a lot of your comments resonated with him, not only him. Trevor also replied to the tune of what Rusky was talking about. So it's a big shout-out to probably one of our longest-standing supporters ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, because I've only come across it this morning, it goes to show how perceptive I am. My bad. But I think we should address this next week in entirety. But big shout out to Rusky. If you don't know what we're talking about, go to the Facebook page directly and go posts from visitors, posts to the page, community posts, whatever it is on your given device, PC, laptop, computer, apple brick, whatever it may be. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about and when you'd like to get amongst the conversation, go have a look. We might even schedule it now to share it Sunday afternoon. So if you're listening to this and you're not quite sure where to find it, you will.
Sounds
Which
good.
is now my job because I put my fucking hand up.
Yep, go for it, champion.
Yeah, cheers, Russell. Cheers, everyone getting amongst the post. Keep sharing it. There's only one share there. I'm sure I put Lucas on the spot. Oh, Lucas, you're so formal. Can we just be friends? Can I just call you Luke? Thanks. So we'll get back to Luke. If you share it, you're going to go in with an extra chance at winning a prize, and I'm gonna put that onus on him. So get amongst it, get it out there, get it sharing, because we want 6,000. And we want 17,500 listening to this podcast by the end of the week, and this is all on you. So shout out to everyone, actually. I've just blown this fucker out of the water. I will issue an apology over Twitter. I said fucker.
Lovely. All right, that's it for Red Shout?
Unless you want me to keep going.
Nope, let's go into last words. I'm a little bit worried you're going to stuff up me last words. You're talking too much. Shut up, boy.
Sorry, Lucas.
I've got a couple of things here that I think this was on the pin post talking about last week's podcast. So I want to go through those. Zach Courtney said that Enslaved, because we talked about Enslaved last week, is a reimagining of a Chinese story written around the beginning of 1600s called Journey to the West, and it's been rewritten in English by Arthur Whaley, and the book is called Monkey. Such a great game and deserves more recognition than what it got. Completely agree there, so good comment there. Robert White mentioned about last week's podcast saying my first cartridge game was Sonic the Hedgehog. Not the first played, however, but that was his first one that he owned. And I think I would
NBA Jam.
Well, there you go. And then I think you mentioned the one where he wanted a console with both.
Yes.
Paul David Clement, great show. Interview was a hoot. Glad you enjoyed the Eric Bra interview. That was really cool. It was fun for us too. Fun fact, I'm not sure if we mentioned it last week, but the interview went for 30 minutes. I was essentially going to do a 30-minute interview with him and cut out and just do the best bits for like 10 minutes. But the whole thing was the best bits, so we just went with the whole interview.
Well, I had a solid contribution of just laughing at everything.
Yeah, you were like giddy school kid because he had the massive big beard like you.
Yeah, I know, right?
And Paul Clement said that his first cartridge system was the Intellivision.
Oh, Jesus, I told you he's growing greys.
So, there you go. That was back in the day. Was that like... What was his name? Bear? Ralph Bear? Did he make that?
Yeah. Didn't we cover his death a while ago?
Yeah. And we also talked about him in Back in Time. I think we talked about because he was known as the inventor of the video game, the father of video games. That's right.
News just in. He's still dead.
Oh, but nothing's changed. All right. Red. Another button.
Another Twitter apology.
That's right. He was obsessed with the Intellivision. That's cool. He's still got it. That's cool, man. Don't get rid of that. And he does not want the future to be all digital downloads. He wants a physical item to own.
I agree. I appreciate the sentiment, but I don't like the chances. Yeah,
well, I'm with you. I like having a physical thing, but I do go digital for ease, but I reckon I'll regret that in 10, 15 years' time from now. Yeah. Because I can go and pull out my Mega Drive and still play those games, but I don't like the chances of in 20, 30 years pulling out the PS4 or the PS3.
No, and there'll be no server. Yeah, nah.
No. I can't imagine it working. But, anyway, that's it. That's it for what I've got last words. You got any last words, Red?
If you guys want to get first-hand opinions and reactions to the release of the Project Scorpio...
Oh, yes. I forgot about
the video's available of the live stream that Luke and Pat Snoogans put together. They live streamed their opinions and their comments and everything, which is available to go view, if you scroll far enough through the page, it won't be that far because it was only, Sunday to be a little bit further, but yeah.
You can search for it. There's a search bar on the website.
If I can want it, you can find it.
Well, see, the reason why this Scorpio news, which was so big that we did a live stream about it, the reason why it hasn't made the news in this week's podcast is that really, I mean, and I speak for myself here, the news that they released wasn't the least bit of, I wasn't interested. They've told us that it's more powerful than everything. They don't need to show me the specs.
We knew this.
Yeah, they just showed us the specs that show us that it's has 40 customized compute units. Whatever! It's clocked. It's got 8 custom 8x86 cores clocked at 2.3 gigahertz. Okay. There's 12 gigabyte of GDDR5 RAM, which is more than the PS4 and all that sort of stuff. We know that. Like, we assumed from what you told us that it's going to be better because you said it was going to be better.
Yeah. So we've already taken all this into account. It's going to be bigger, faster, and stronger, more expensive.
So I mean, for the tech heads, the people that love all this stuff, that's a good announcement. But for me, I just like playing the games. I don't really need to know what's running it. The CPUs...
a more important announcement would have been first-party involvement.
Yeah, who's making games for it? What games are being made for it? What does it look like?
Not scale-bound.
What's the name going to be? Even that would have been more interesting to me. Is there going to be different... Hey?
I was about to say, there was rumours floating around, wasn't there, about the 1X?
Yeah,
that's Xbox not inclusive because I'm 4X. L.
Is there going to be a new controller? Or is it going to use the same controller? I don't know. We don't know these things. That's the stuff I want to know about.
Should come stand packed with the Elite.
That'd be sick. Yeah, that'd be really good. And they showed us games that already exist, upscaled, playing 4K Forza at 60 frames a second and stuff like that. So, I mean, while it was a good announcement, nothing as big as I thought it would be.
It's not a big stretch to get their current first-party games to 4K.
Yeah.
Because they're already, 90% of them are already 60 frames anyway.
Yeah.
If not highly capable. It's not the software holding it back, it's the hardware.
Yeah, that's right. So it wasn't as big as an announcement that everyone thought, I think, so it was a bit of a letdown. But anyway, there will be big stuff at this year's E3, no doubt. But go and have a look at what Snoogans has posted on the aussiegamersexpress.com website. It's a good rundown of what we did find out during the week.
I'm still so sceptical, though. There's no murmurs of these new IPs or first party. That's the only place that PlayStation has been granted traction is because of their first party developer support and quality. It's not going to take many titles to turn it around for the Xbox, but it's just becoming almost a foregone conclusion that you don't really want to invest on that level in this generation because it's past them. 40 million units past them, I dare say.
Well. Anyway, just lastly, did I talk about the game Deceit last week?
No. Deceit.
I don't think I did, and I forgot about it for this week. Want me to tell you about it now?
Go.
I'll tell you about it quickly. Deceit, PC game, is exactly what Evolve tried to be but didn't.
Ah, yeah, I read that review.
Yeah, good game, real good game. There's 6 of yous in a map. 2 of you are infected. Nobody knows who is infected except for if you're infected. You need to drink blood to power up. You can't let the other people see you drink blood because then they'll know you're infected and they'll shoot you and vote you off, and then you're dead. So once you've drunk enough blood, when the lights go out, boom, you can evolve into this massive monster thing where you just OP to the max and you go and take down as many as you can. So it's in their best interest to keep in a group because obviously if you're attacking one, they can hit you. But if they're singled out, you just go and take them down. Like, it's basically one hit kill. Excellent game on Steam, and I've been having a good time playing that. And Get that. Did you watch the video that I made?
Bits and pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, go and watch the video. It's linked on. It's a featured video on the Aussie Gamers Express website, or it's on our YouTube channel. You listen to the people that I'm playing with, because I was chatting with in-game with randoms. They were the most polite, lovely people ever. When does that happen?
On good video games.
Well, because this guy was going, Luke, come over here, and I'm like, where? And another guy was going, it's all good, man. It's his first game. He's only learning what to do, man. Like, come. And then they shot where they wanted me to go, so I stood there. And the guy was going, man, if you got any questions about what you need, what does what, or whatever, he goes, just ask. And they ran me through how the game worked, what to do, what did what, and they were so nice. I've never experienced that before in my life. And I also came across David Koshy.
Did you?
From Sunrise, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the guy's name was. It was David Kosh, Sunrise. I don't know if it actually was David Kosh playing Deceit on PC.
Well, the Port Adelaide Football Club this year.
Yeah, but go and have a look at that. Deceit was a really good game. I actually am quite disappointed I forgot to mention it. But anyway.
Yeah, well, when you said, did I mention it, and you started talking about it, like, yeah, you did. Oh, hang on, did I read that and watch that? Oh, I don't know, just go anyway.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard because if we might have had a private conversation. So we have talked about it.
The thing is with these games, it's you touched on Evolve, how it was trying to bring about this new genre, and we can see it coming through now. My son watches something on YouTube. It's like a serial killer one where he sticks you up on a hook and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's Dead to Dawn or Dead by Daylight.
Death by Daylight, Death till Dawn. Yeah, that one. And there's like the Friday the 13th one coming out with Voorhees and stuff like that. The whole hide and seek and brutal murder. Yeah, it sounds like, because a couple of them will be coming to console, which makes it a lot more accessible for the likes of me into the genre. But being able to watch it and read about these things and first-hand experience from yourself across at aussiegamerstv.com, of course, it gives hope to what Evolve left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, but this game Deceit, against all the other games that are similar to it, like the ones you mentioned, the graphics are 10 times better.
Yeah,
the graphics
look pretty rocking.
They look pretty polished. They're really good. But anyway, that's it. That's it for this week's podcast. Red, I don't think there's any other segments to do. We're done.
Yeah, I made it to the end before I let it away.
Oh, well done. You get a star this week. A stamp as well. All right, well, thank you very much to everybody who's listened and participated, and thank you to everyone who has given us content for this week's show.
Oh, massive involvement this week, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome community. Thank you very much. And that's all we've got for this week, so we'll see you guys again next week, and happy Easter for then. But that'll be like
happy Easter for Sunday, yeah.
So until then, I am Lucas.
And I'm Red.
And we will see ya.
Bye.
That's it. We are finished for another week. We are packing up our bat and ball and we're going home. If you're keen for more content before the next show, then head over to the Aussie Gamers Express Facebook page and give us a like, and check out our website at www.aussiegamersexpress.com. We are also on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and every other social network that you can think of, except that weird one that no one uses. You know the one. This podcast is also available on iTunes, Stitcher, and TuneIn Radio. See you all next time on the Aussie Gamers Express Video Game Podcast.